This is Calling Spots Now.
Hey, welcome to episode 2. Calling Spots with Matt and RJ. And our special guest, Mr. Michael Williams. Yes.
Hey, I got nowhere else to go.
For sure.
Oh yeah, Officer and a Gentleman. Check it out. I got nowhere else to go. Mike Williams.
Cool. All right, so big news heading into Monday Night Raw, which we're going to get to in just a little bit. We can talk about it now. SR,
Yeah.
World Heavyweight Champion,
Oh.
out with an ACL, MCL, whatever it is, tear, 6 to 9 months, gone, missing WrestleMania, possibly missing next year's SummerSlam, maybe, unless he gets back healthy enough before then. WrestleMania is the really big one. And then this changes the entire landscape of the wrestling environment for like the next year, billions of years.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me, remember back in 2000, I think it was 2000. It was 2000. Triple H was at the top of his game, top heel, tore the quad, was out for an entire year, missed the entire Invasion storyline, and then came back after it. I feel like, because I thought Seth Rollins was like the second coming of Triple H, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah. Long hair. So.
No, it's all about the long hair white guys.
Well, Seth Rollins is, I think, a little Latino.
He is. His name is Kobe
Martinez.
Lopez.
Yeah.
Oh, Martinez, huh?
Martinez.
His name is Lopez.
Maybe I'll look that up.
Kobe Lopez.
Keep talking. Okay.
He's a secret Latino?
Yeah.
What?
Just like Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. is Latino?
Yes, he is. He's got he's a little Mexican on his family side. So let's keep talking about Seth Rollins.
Okay. So we're gonna start with you, Michael. What happens now with the World Heavyweight Championship? Because we know that there's going to be this tournament to determine a new champion of the Survivor Series. What do you think is going to happen? Who's going to be in the finals? Who's going to win it?
I honestly, as far as finals, I mean, what do we think about? Definitely, what is it? If we don't got Rollins, Ambrose will be in the finals. Rollins. Bray Wyatt's still in his own little universe, his own little pocket universe, in the same way CM Punk was in a pocket universe when he was wrestling Paul Heyman forever and ever. I honestly think that somehow, either it's an Ambrose turn, which I think is also dumb, because I know that what was it? They needed to find some way to get Reigns, as a good baby face, and he also needs to fight people. But the idea is okay, you had Rollins at least, but if you get rid of Rollins, who else?
Right.
If you do Ambrose, then you're basically, okay, you're friends stabbing each other in the back. But it'll seem rushed, and I don't want to see 5 months of that. Because, what is it? Cena's taking his month and a half, which he says is personal reasons, but then I also know he's in that new movie with Tina Fey named Polar, so that's a life upgrade. That's not just
promoting that, right?
Yeah, even though he's not saying
publicity for John Cena. You're welcome, John.
2 comedies in 1 year.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, he was a badass in Trainwreck, so cool. Going off what Mike says, I think it makes a lot of sense. Maybe do Ambrose Reigns finals, because then you got it's again with Rollins it's the Shield, and again it's some shape and form we got the Shield influencing WWE, but I know a lot of people are starting to think okay, how much further can you go with Ambrose as the face, because he can be such a good, sadistic, crazy. He can do anything, but especially as a heel, that could be a new era for him. And again, Reigns is going to be the baby face of WWE. They want it. Fans are getting on his side. I feel okay, have Ambrose and Reigns in the finals. And I mean, if you have Reigns win, okay, maybe find him okay, he wins, he got a title. Ambrose congratulates him, and starts kicking his ass. Or Ambrose cheats to get the belts, and Reigns then has to chase him till WrestleMania. I think that could be a good story. Just that is a change that some fans are wanting to see, and I think Ambrose can definitely knock it out of the park, and I think Reigns can knock it out of the park with his role as the babyface in Revenge.
All right, I'm gonna disagree with both of you and discuss a new idea I just thought of. Check it out. So
check it out.
We have Ambrose and Reigns Survivor Series final. The Authority is sitting at ringside because they want to witness this momentous match, right? Referee's knocked out. Triple H gets in the ring with a chair. He's obviously, he's oh, who do I hit? He tosses the chair to Reigns. Reigns hits Ambrose. Reigns heel turn. Now, remember back when The Rock was back in, I think, like 98? The Rock was like super over.
Yes.
And then he faced Mankind in the tournament, like Survivor Series.
Yes.
And instead of saying a face, which is what they thought he would have done, they flipped him back heel. And it just propelled his career even more. If we could turn Reigns heel at Survivor Series, it would make people cheer for Dean that much more. We have Reigns versus Dean at TLC and Royal Rumble. And then guess who returns at Royal Rumble to win the Royal Rumble? Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble. He gets the shot at Reigns at WrestleMania. And then we have kind of like a role reverse type of thing at WrestleMania, where people will want to cheer for Brock and boo Reigns, which is the appropriate thing to do now, is to boo Reigns.
Right.
I don't know.
I was thinking Lesnar even for this because I know that they jumped the gun, but that sounds far more entertaining than I would think of because my only fear is that Reigns can't talk.
That's what would be a good thing about being him a heel, though, because not only can he have the authority by his side, but then he doesn't have to kind of like suck up and be like, cheery. He can just be like, yo, you guys never supported me. I fucking hated you. I hate all of you.
Yeah.
Kick ass.
And there's
Simpler, I think.
there are plenty of heel managers that they could pair him with. I know Zeb Colder just came back with Del Rio, so maybe they don't want to do that. Hey, there's always Paul Heyman, who's the best manager of all time, and just get him to be like
To kind of like Don King this fight.
maybe Don King this fight, and just like because he can do anything. Yeah. So I think Ambrose is that left out of the picture, which I think the fans. You know, I was just saying how he's a heel, so fuck it. I'm going to flip-flop if that happens. Just talk about how people really, really want Dean Ambrose to finally get what it is, which is like, you know, being top guy in the company. So I think depending on who turns heel, who turns face, the other guy, like, has all that momentum. So I think, can we agree Ambrose Reigns, like, at least, like, in some version of the finals, or, like, you know, like, around that? Like, I definitely see Reigns in the finals. There's no other besides. I don't know who else besides Reigns in the finals. It has to be Reigns.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the most sense unless they do something crazy where it's like, well, we have Sheamus sitting with this.
Yeah, Sheamus.
Or moving Kevin Owens from IC title.
Oh God!
It's gonna be like the greatest year of any wrestler.
The internet would just
break.
sploosh out in what is a innuendo. So yes, I think that'd be
okay. Other points from Raw this past Monday. The Usos returned, and they teamed up with Roman Reigns and someone else, Ryback, to take on Seth Rollins and the New Day, their unicorn horns. So that's pretty big. We're also probably going to have the Usos versus New Day for the tag titles coming up.
okay.
Awesome. Super excited about that because I'm jazzed about both of those teams. Just me personally. Women's number one contender.
New Day
Rocks. Right. There's a new number one contender to the women's championship since Matt didn't actually watch Raw. Only me and Michael did. Michael and I did.
Yes.
And so we're just recapping for Matt's balls.
You just keep going.
Okay. That's fine. So the Paige is the new number one contender for the women's championship, and she won a fatal four-way.
As she should be.
Mm-hmm. It makes perfect sense. She beat Becky, Sasha, and Brie for it. So, yeah. Any thoughts on Raw?
I watch Hulu Raw because I'm poor and don't have cable, and so I got the recaps, and it's weird with Hulu Raw what they decide what's important, what's not important. And for the Fatal 4-Way, they cut out all the interviews leading up to it. All the single interviews for all the women justifying why they want to be there, why is it important to them. It was just a match.
Wow.
It was a terrible fade edit right into the beginning of the match. They still had the full match. But
They edited out all the entrances too?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
It was so weird because the idea it's like, because this is like a condensed 90-minute version in which they deem like this is what you need to understand to really get what's happening. Like this is the most important parts, and it's weird that they would cut out the very thing that makes wrestling so great is the build.
Right.
Even also Charlotte, like who I know is kind of a motion mouth and cannot talk. Oh, she's great in the ring.
Yeah.
God, any chance to at least make her seem charismatic because she has some trouble with charisma.
That's just turn her heel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an easy fix for not talking, kind of. Unless you're Cesaro, then it doesn't fix anything.
Oh Jesus, Cesaro is like I feel so sad for him.
I do too. Me too. But he's, you know, one of the key things I remember him talking about in an interview I read was that Vince McMahon didn't want to push him because he wasn't connecting with the fans. And no matter how much they cheered for his wrestling abilities, he wasn't connecting with them. And now, this past Monday, when he came out, Cesaro connects with these fans now.
Mm.
Like, he's doing, like, all this stuff, and he's, like, getting them up, and they're, like, cheering. He's doing facial expressions. He's doing all sorts of stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, now's the time. You know what? Why don't we just go ahead and put Cesaro in that tournament?
Let's do it.
Make him
Yeah.
world champion.
Make him with the authority.
Decide him with the authorities, turn him heel again.
He already wears suits anyways.
That's
Yeah,
true. He
It's
would
like,
look nice.
Technically, like him looking fly is kind of like him also being like evil.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like
You
that.
know, no guy working an 8-hour job working a forklift for like a Walmart warehouse. He's gonna side with the bald, handsome Jason Statham looking European
Yeah.
who could eat like 9,000 calories and still look shredded.
You're right.
Also, that he can wear European suits because they're like even more expensive, and he can start going back to when he first debuted. It's like, I'm European, I'm way better than all of you Americans, and like it made sense for when he debuted. So
All right, let's press the pause button. Pause. The radio's cool. Let's think back, like, I think maybe it was like a year ago or whatever WrestleMania 30 was, so like 2 years ago, something like that. They turned him heel at the peak of whatever his popularity was, and it just killed all his momentum.
yeah,
And so I'm wondering if that's going to be the same way if they turn him heel now. Like, people get behind him and like, oh, well, he's not cool anymore. Same can be said about Reigns, though, if they turn Reigns heel right now, too. I don't know.
yeah.
It's that kind of thing where like it's weird how fans need to know that you're a winner to cheer you. In the same way, like the responses for Dolph Ziggler are kind of getting definitely tepid
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you can move your ass and work your butt off and sell really well, but fans don't like rooting for a loser.
Yeah.
You know?
I think too, it's like if you've had the same character for a long time, like, and going back to like because I love watching '90s WCW, WWF. Like even the fans then were smart that they just like they don't want to see the same thing over and over again. That's why they started booing Hulk Hogan in the early '90s. Then Hulk turned heel. Oh shit, he was cool again until that got stale. And then it was there was Batista who people were like, okay, cool, Batista's coming back. All right, he'll do some stuff. But then he immediately won the Royal Rumble. It's like, what the fuck? We don't want Batista anymore because like it's the same old Batista. Who really cares?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think with Ziggler, it's like, wrestling wise, like, yeah, he's been so good for so long, but like, it's just okay. Just fans are seeing the same old from him. Like again, that he's losing, but like, what is he doing really? Like, I've seen him do a lot of improv. I saw him perform live at the Pit.
Yeah,
Like,
this guy actually performed with Dolph Ziggler.
I did not perform. I would not be shut up if I had actually performed with them. But maybe, he might be a really good actor. Maybe it's something like they can start looking for. Because I know Randy Orton, Condemned 2, that's going to be an Oscar winner soon. So maybe they can give Dolph Ziggler a movie to do for a few months and come back.
He's Ziggler actually took time off when he was injured. He, from what I remember, he did a film with Kane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's also supposed to be doing a film with Max Landis, who did the
American Ultra?
American Ultra. Also did was it History of DX? Or no, Wrestling Isn't.
Yeah, Wrestling Isn't Wrestling on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that. That was fun.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so we're going to transition into. I want to jump to this thing where it says Daniel Boss. We just got done talking about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Improv Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns typical promo. Or, you know what? I'm going to open that up to like creativity. I want us to pick a wrestler that is currently wrestling. Not someone from the past, because Hulk Hogan and The Rock would be way too easy. Someone who's currently wrestling. And then we're going to cut a promo exactly as that superstar would cut it over some random suggestion.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
All right, cool.
So think about it. I'm going to sing the Jeopardy theme while we think about our characters.
Okay.
Boo, boo, doo, 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 Dun, 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 dun,
Boom, boom.
All right, Michael, who are you going to be?
Fuck, I'm gonna be Roman Reigns.
All right. Matt, who are you going to be?
This might fail horribly, but I'll be Sheamus.
Sheamus. All
Oh,
right.
I thought that was between the two. Damn it, I would have been Ryback. Oh, never mind.
Oh wait, you want to be Ryback? Dude,
Ryback.
fucking be
Do
Ryback.
Ryback. It's our show.
Yeah.
Do whatever we want. Yeah, right back.
So we got Ryback, we got Sheamus, and just because the reason I wrote this because I want to do Seth Rollins, so I want to do Seth Rollins.
Nice.
All right. Cool.
All right. So our suggestion is pipe.
Well, the big guy, he knows all about pipes. Meat comes from pipes. Food comes from pipes. Energy comes from pipes. And the big guy is all about pipe. 6-inch, 12-inch, 24-inch, it don't matter to the big guy. As long as it's a tube and I can put my mouth around it. Kevin Owens, you look like a tube to me. A tube steak. And I wonder how many times I'm going to put my mouth around you, Kevin Owens. Suck the meat out and feed this beast, this endless machine, this cauldron. I consulted the secret. It told me, if you think it, you can be it. And I'm going to be the man that puts my mouth around you, sucks you dry.
All right.
Yeah. I think this is going to remind me of NXT back when it was actually really, really bad, the reality show competition. They had all those guys had to do the promos, and it was, I think, Elon Conway with mustaches, which is probably one of the worst promos of all time. But, all right, cool. All right, let's try it out. Fella! Oh, you're talking about pipes. Pipes. I'm gonna bro kick every pipe. Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I do. That's the one thing I do, because I'm Sheamus. I bro kick pipes. Remember when I used to do the outsider's edge as my finisher? Yeah, and I always went to the bro kick, because I could just bro kick anything. Look, I could bro kick the pipe, bro kick the piano, bro kick that democracy pipe water bottle. I could just bro kick anything. Yeah, I'm Sheamus. You say I'm boring? You say you don't want to watch me anymore? No. Because guess what? I'm gonna bro kick you, because I can do that. I have the money in the big briefcase. Oh, I just bro kicked it. So look out, because I'm gonna bro kick everything. Hey, I'm so popular. I'm gonna be in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too, because I'm Sheamus. Bro kick.
Yay. All right. Calm down, Sheamus. All right, calm down, Ryback. Just because you come out with your red hair looking like a ginger doesn't mean that you're worth anything. And you, Ryback, okay? I do CrossFit to get my muscles, all right? You take steroids. I mean, who takes steroids? Oh, I love my evil laugh that I do. But guys, the topic was pipes. The topic was pipes. And who knows better than pipes than the architect? When I draw my blueprints, I make sure I know where the pipes are going to go. I have to draw the pipes underneath the house, up through the ceiling. Pipes go to sinks. Pipes go to showers. Pipes go to bathtubs. And there's a pipe that goes to your toilet. And you know what goes down your toilet? Roman Reigns. That piece of shit. He needs to understand that I am the champion and I am the future. And I'm going to flush all of his dreams and his believe that down the toilet into the drain through a pipe. Triple H.
Yeah. I like how RJ started slinking away when he was Seth Rollins. Again, we're recording the voice of this, the sound file. So I don't know if you can do a sound file of Slicky and Wade, just like, hey, nothing out here. But all right. All right, cool.
All right, so that was cool. Okay, NXT, which him and I saw. You didn't see, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's all good because spoilers.
That's all right.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Real quick, brief mention: Asuka was in action this past week against I forgot. And
Oh, I'll tell you. First off, I'm just gonna say, girl, bye.
she did say that, didn't she? It was Cameron. Yeah.
Oh, Cameron.
Yeah.
Hey, she was better than Ava Marie.
True.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, Eva Marie was in action as well. She has a new finisher.
Oh, she stopped doing slice bread number 2. Is it something that...
It's okay. I actually deeply watched this because it was disconcerting to me. Because also, first off, it was followed up by a big boot, which the crowd chanted, "What was that?" So it's like so she did the big boot, and the jobber, who actually was really good and very cute. I don't know why she didn't sign. She's not from Australia. I think she's from Jersey.
Oh, she's from Scotland?
Yeah, she's from Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. Oh, hey. Maybe
Well,
she lives in Newark. I can meet her.
Yeah, well, take a shower and shave, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, take a shower and shave.
But
This is true.
so after the big boot, she's getting up like on hands and knees and all that, and then Eva Marie slides in and then does like a 1 foot mic check,
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Yeah.
as if you slid in and just grabbed someone by the head and just shoved them right into the mat 1 foot down.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much what it was.
It was pretty gross.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree. So, she deserves to get booed. She is getting better.
I mean, NXT. I think one thing people seem to forget about NXT is it's a training
It's a
ground.
training.
Yeah.
It's like we should be privileged actually to be able to see this on a weekly basis. Because I know with what was it, OVW, and then FCW, you had to plumb the depths of the internet and have to find some guy who decided to rip it from his local Florida public access station and then upload it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. Well, Asuka was in action. She kicked ass again. And Asuka, I feel like she's my favorite women's wrestler right now in the entire roster. I love Asuka. Whenever I see that mask, I'm like, her and me, like, I never skip their matches. Neither does Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch. You know? And I'm starting to watch all of Nikki Bella's matches, too. Because I kind of dig Nikki Bella.
She's a PWI Woman of the Year.
She is.
Yeah.
I mean, I like her style in the ring, though she's sloppy. That she's still so confident. I don't think she can believe her character though, because like she's always like supposed to be mean in the character, but she's just doing mean girl rather than like she's physically bigger than most of the women on the roster. Why isn't that her character? Like you're just small. You're infinitesimal to me. It's like it's weird because it's just like loser. It's like, well, then she should also be beating up her own team. Then.
Yeah. True fact. Well, Nikki's injured now. So I just had this idea. Whoop. So Nikki comes back, right, and she wins the Royal Rumble. All right. So after she wins the Royal Rumble, she goes on. Ooh, what if they did a women's Royal Rumble too? Like a men's Royal Rumble and a women's Royal Rumble, and the winner goes on to face.
Well,
Charlotte.
They can do a real one because it used to be like the ladies' battle royal.
yeah.
Ugh, those were a mess.
They can do like a 10-woman Royal Rumble. Only the elite of the elite go on to face Charlotte in this. Maybe a Royal Rumble. I don't know. I'm just throwing out some ideas.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
Like-
kind of cool.
Well, again, like you got what Mike was bringing up with that girl from Jersey. If she's, I mean, again, you have all these awesome Australian wrestlers. I like the Kaylee from Scotland last week who got a job to Nia Jax. Like, okay, yeah, maybe like you bring them up. I'm like, okay, they're good. And I know Crazy Mary Dobson did a job to Bailey a few weeks ago. Like, she's been a big indie wrestler for a long time. So like, you can have legit women's Royal Rumble. That sounds interesting.
But I don't even think you need jobbers to be in a Royal Rumble. You can just have the divas, the women that are there right now. I hate saying that word. And I think there's enough of them. And
Yeah.
especially if you put Asuka in it and Emma and Dana Brooke.
Right. But there's definitely more resources for awesome women's wrestlers who will be very, very entertaining and prove like, hey, run just eye candy, we'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
Literally, these women will kick your ass.
Sure. So the main event was Finn Balor versus Apollo Crews, not Tiger Crews. Apollo Crews. That's what I thought about. And they had the spotlight come down on them, and the crowd was like, "This is awesome!" And that match was so good. It was really good. It's a good match. Typical Balor, good match.
Right.
Crews, good match. And then at the end, this is a big spoiler. Baron Corbin comes out and he attacks everyone, and just like for some reason, or maybe it's just Crews. I think he just attacked Crews.
Because Cruz is the one that eliminated him at the more contender thing. So
Right.
that would have made the most sense. I mean,
Yeah.
he attacked both, but he went after Cruz at first.
Yeah, true facts. And then Joe came out and chased off Corbin, and then Joe attacked Balor. And so we have a heel turn for Joe. Possibly, because he was like,
He did the conflicted head,
Yeah.
Like, oh, what am I doing? But I already started this, I guess.
Yeah. So now we're going to have Balor versus, obviously Owens. Joe coming up at the next TakeOver London, possibly.
Yeah.
And then Cruz versus Corbin, Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. Not Asuka. Bailey versus Alexa Bliss, Asuka versus Emma, et cetera. So it's looking up to be a great show. It was a great NXT.
And then London is always an amazing crowd, so
That's true.
that'd be a
Super
lot
smart.
of fun for sure in London.
So I have 2 future shot questions, and then what else after that? So I'll ask you one, and I'll ask you one, and then you guys have one.
Okay.
Distribute them around. So Michael first.
Mm.
Bray Wyatt is untouchable as far as losses are concerned. True or false?
False.
Elaborate.
He wins, or I'm sorry, he loses like all his big feuds, and then proceeds to act as if it matters nothing, and then he speaks gibberish for like 10 minutes, and like, don't get me wrong, like when I heard about Bray Wyatt, I mean, of course everyone knows about Husky Harris and New Nexus and all that garbage, and so he was repackaged. I was like, I'm a horror fan. I get what he's doing. It's like a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a little bit of some other stuff, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I realized, like, oh, he had like this flock. It's like, oh shit, like this is legit. And his first year when he actually came to WWE, he was good. He was strong. But the thing is that none of it has changed. None of it has changed. Like now he's like, they're actually making him a literal eater of souls rather than worlds. Where like, yeah, so he ate the soul of Undertaker and he ate the soul of Kane. And so his powers are legit. Undertaker versus Kane pasted on electricity powers, which I was like, we're going there. And then he called upon the powers of light and darkness, and he, instead of causing like flame or light, he set off a fireworks display. He had the mystic powers to have a couple union guys go ahead and set up a fireworks display. Like, I'm on a wrestling like forum on Facebook, like another like dorks, like we are. And what was it? Some guy posted this thing where it's like, the best part of my day is after a hard day of work, knowing I can come home and fast forward all of a Bray Wyatt promo. When I see a Bray Wyatt promo, they matter nothing anymore. That's when I make a sandwich. That's when I go pee. That's what used to be a diva spot. Like when I went to my first like Raw, I took my girlfriend and I was trying to explain to her like, oh, they teach you everything. Like when the women came along, I was like, this is when we go to the bathroom. Now that's Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Damn, Michael, you just put that beautifully in the words. Something I was trying to like impress for the past year.
I mean, look, they have like Braun Strowman, who's his brain is goose shit, but at the same time, like he's physically intimidating. That's fine. But like what they do, it's like they need to like run roughshod. Like they need to like really be like, say like a Nexus, say like the Shield. But they're fallible. Like they just keep getting beat down. Like Bray Wyatt, he just talks, but there's nothing to it. And also like he does not once gone for a title. Not that I can remember. Or maybe he has, but yeah, the idea it's like the title represents something.
He was in Money in the Bank for the world title.
That
Like,
was,
again, that's a group match. It's not like a one-on-one match
Oh snap!
Good, yes.
You know what I'm about to say.
Like, if honestly, say, like, you know what? He's a dark horse, but if he did say get a title, guess what? I killed The Undertaker, I killed Kane, and now I'm your face of the company.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's so left field, but it's like he needs to be
Yeah.
really rehab and be legitimate. So like, and he could even talk less and be like, you know what? He'll just laugh and hold the belt. You know, it's
Yeah.
like who's gonna stop him?
I like that.
I think too with his flock, like he's got Luke Harper, Braun Strowman. Did Eric Rowan come back?
Yes, he did.
Okay, cool. Good.
Unannounced,
Good,
and
good.
like nothing changed.
Like nothing changed. Okay, but then he needs more of a flock. Then if he's champion, yeah. I mean, you might be like, oh shit, this is like too much NWO guys. But like, I mean, for a while when the NWO started getting big, it was like they were a legit like gang. And now if like Bray Wyatt had like all these followers, they're like, oh shit, they're a cult. Like seriously a cult. Who is going to stop them? And then, you know, have babyface Super Cena come and like ruin it, or have them beat babyface Super Cena. It's like, oh shit, they're actually legit. So
Yeah.
okay.
Because he's abducted Kane twice now. First time he's abducted Undertaker.
Yeah.
Which he will somehow will be back at Survivor Series because that's what the primary advertising for it all is the 25 years, the debut of the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And then remember when he abducted Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
And then he dropped him off at a parking lot, and that's how they wrote that off. Yeah, and then he was a part of the member of the Wyatt family for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Raw when it was a steel cage match, Wyatt Bryan versus Usos. Like that was when Bryan finally turned face because that's when WWE realized, all right, people really like this guy, let's do it. And Bryan turned face. Everyone in that crowd was doing the yes chant. Every time I watch it, I get goosebumps because it was so good because it's what the people wanted. So I think that was just WWE just thinking like, because they wanted to quell Bryan's popularity because they're like, we don't want to push him to the face, and then just the fans finally had their voice heard. So with Bray Wyatt, it just again, if he's the P time guy, that's not good. Let's save that for Fandango. Save that for when who else is on Raws? I mean, hey, maybe Dolph Ziggler. Is Dolph Ziggler wrestling it? Maybe he's a P time guy. I don't know, but. Let's figure out with Bray Wyatt because he's got too much of a unique character to be the P-time guy. Hashtag P-time guy.
Last question. New Day is capitalizing on the archetype of the loud black male. True or false?
Okay. I'm going to say false only because everything they're doing is just like you can tell they're having fun. And that's when like the best gimmicks come out with wrestlers. Like. Having fun and being true to themselves. Like I think with Kofi, Xavier, and Big E, they're just three guys who just like they have this personality that like you kind of saw it with Xavier for a long time because like his gimmick in NXT was '90s nerd, which it goes back to when he was Consequences Creed and the Indies and TNA. And Big E first came out as the Enforcer, but now he's got this very big, like, jovial, like, the preacher voice and just Buddha! And just, like, he's, like, really fly. Like, Kofi for a long time, too. Kofi was always Kofi, fake Jamaican who, like, oh, he just lost his accent. Well, he's just Kofi now. So, I think the three of them are finally getting, like, all this time just to, like, really do what they want. And whereas as an archetype of the loud black male, they are doing a lot of clapping. It is like a lot of gospel, but I think it's something that like they've been able to weave into their character that like isn't necessarily an archetype. It's like their own thing because they're over, and you can't say that with like too many acts to like who's really over. Brock for sure, New Day. Don't count the Legends because like the Legends are on part-time deals. You've seen them once in a while. Of course, the fans are going to cheer for them, but like. Cena, but that's only because it's been the Cena show for 15 years now. It's just like who else is over like that? But New Day is over right now.
Okay, Michael.
As far as archetype, the loud black male, as us all part of the white part of this panel here, I remember when they first were about to debut, and they were back on. They were brewing on main event, which is only available on Hulu first, and then like a little bit of others on.
Oh yeah, it was also an Ion.
Yeah, it's like a limbo. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
idea, it's like they were testing it out, and it was kind of a little after Trayvon Martin, but before Ferguson, and they were coming out angry and wearing hoods.
They were?
Yeah, hoodies. Yeah,
Huh.
and it was like the idea was they were going to be Nation of Domination 2000,
Right.
Yeah.
and then that's when the in the same way like what Brodus Clay was like a beast. He was like enforcer for Alberto Del Rio, and he got injured out, and then he came back, and he was the Funkasaurus. These guys come back as jovial, gospel-loving, I don't know.
Men
like,
on a Mission 2000.
inspirational, like the equivalent of like a Tyler Perry stage play in wrestling form. But it is weird. Yeah, they have woven kind of like their own like. In all reality, they are a bunch of nerds and dorks.
Yeah.
Like I remember from CM Punk talking about like how he would always hang out with Kofi Kingston when he had his bus, and they would just play video games. Yeah, and Xavier has his own like video podcast, up, down, down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just hanging out with Sasha Banks playing video games.
Yeah.
Which is like not a bad way to live your life. Yeah, and yeah, it's really Big E's just a big weirdo. He's a big dork. Like I've seen his Twitter and Instagram, and it's him like staring at chickens. It's amazing. It's amazing. He realizes how weird his body shape is. He has like massive pec breasts, and he just like owns it and loves it. And it's like
Also, how do you come up with booty as your catchphrase? But
Because
So-
it's a very common thing used to say.
so dated. Yeah, and the fact that it's like they're just writing it out and just
Booty.
yeah.
Booty.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, yeah, they're
I mean,
if anything, they're like they're confident black men, and that's why I've noticed they get booed in the South. Like, in Texas, they were not over in Texas because Texas still has a bunch of issues they need to work out. But,
well, being from Texas, I resent that.
well,
That might be true.
you're over everywhere.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, young black male is very attractive. Looks like Will Smith. But so the reason I wrote this question down is because I've noticed over the years that WWE likes to book black talent the same, whether it's them dancing or having a rap song when they come out, or speaking a certain way, or just being like Booker T. Booker T and New Day had very similar like promo styles where they're just like really loud, blah, blah, blah. But that's part of like. I don't know. That's why I wrote the question down, because I've noticed that. But then, like, I agree with both of you that their personalities stand out so much and they're having so much fun that it's not about the race. But I'm worried that if Vince or whoever was like, did go, oh, be loud, be boisterous, be some type of word that might offend someone, that he'll continue to do that. I want New Day to like blaze a trail for future black performers to be something different. And I feel like New Day is doing that really well with the unicorn shit, and then like their comedy, like black people and unicorns. Like what? That's pretty funny. I like it.
The new T-shirt is
Yeah, the new T-shirt, awesome. The horn and everything. So that's what I wrote down. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
No, it's an important question because I mean it is a thing of like, okay, Samoans have hard heads, and they just happen to always be together. Black guys always seem to be angry, and again, like clap. Yeah, it's either like it's like basically like Song of the South, or it's like every like upper middle class white person's worst fear of going down the wrong alley. And it's like
That's exactly what.
Yeah.
so like the fact that New Day, it's like, oh, we're dominant and we're just a bunch of goofballs is insane. And I almost feel like if Vince is like, I know he's still calling the shot. I just don't think he understands, but I think he finds it silly. But I think I'm curious too, like say when Triple H does take over, it's like I can't see Apollo Crews jumping on this silly bandwagon because in the weird universe of NXT, it's like, okay, we have like this really young, I would say blue chipper talent who just happens to be like a confident, strong black male who's like everything you would want. Like if he was a white dude, straight to the moon already.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's NXT, it's like, and Triple H is almost like, I almost like feel like protecting him. It's like, look, if we shoot you out of the gate, you will be just another black guy.
Yeah.
But NXT, like, we will treat you like a champion, as you should be. Like, the fact that he's like only 22, 23?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like 22.
He's insanely gifted. And like, I mean, yeah, and learning to talking, he'll get there. But it's like, yeah, like things he can do, it's like, I'm afraid if he comes to WWE while Vince is still in charge.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I've seen people like, I mean, MVP, you know, again, like, he was like, you know, playing the black stereotype of like, you know, LeBron James, essentially. And he still kind of made it work until he, like, chopped his ass out. Mark Henry was just like the angriest black man. But it was weird because, like, when he was like Hall of Fame, everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Like, he beat Randy Orton clean and made him look like a
Twice.
chump.
Yeah.
And like everyone was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Like, like he was so hot, red hot, and then he got, you know, they started to get injured out, and then that was this one moment in the sun.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
race.
So, yeah, and it's something that I know RJ and I've talked about. And in the history of WWE, the only African American champion to hold the WWE World Heavyweight title is The Rock, who is half Samoan, a little Canadian as well, and like a partially African American. So I think for their future, you know, I know we talked about Big E being like the next face of the company. And like, again, you gotta follow Cruz. Everything about Cruz is like, don't screw this kid up. He's so good. He has all the potential. Just don't screw him up.
For sure.
And just, again, like, it's, you know, diversity, Empire, huge show on Fox. Blackage is also big. It's like people want diversity now. They don't really want to care about white guys anymore. And as a white guy, I'm like, oh, well, my ancestors had it pretty good for a long time. So I'll have to figure something out.
For what it's worth, there have been like 4 or 5 Hispanic world champions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, it is Colby Lopez. Seth Rollins' real name. I was
Lopez.
wrong. I was wrong.
What was it? WCW had like the only real black heavyweight champions.
Ron Simmons.
Ron
Simmons
for
was the
6
first.
days.
Booker T.
For 6 days.
And Booker T, who when he started in WCW, had a slave gimmick
Yes.
before it made it to air.
Colonel Robert Parker was their manager.
He led them to the ring on chains.
No, he did not.
I'm not
David
kidding.
Stevie Ray.
Like,
yeah.
we're talking Roots.
Yeah.
And then someone
You ever see it? It's bad.
someone basically had to say, maybe this wouldn't be a good idea. Even though we're in the South, this wouldn't be a good idea when this airs.
Early 90s WCW was just a terribly, terribly run company. And it's just,
We just blew your mind.
yeah. Also, their names were Cole and Kane. If that's like, it was just.
That's going to wrap up our show for this evening. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to Calling Spots with RJ.
Matt.
Random guest who happens to be Mike this week.
Yeah. All right. Deuces.